and so nirvana is also the truth. Thus, we realize that we are all part of this supreme truth. We are God. Our true state of being is nirvana. In order to help us realize the supreme truth, we must have metta, loving kindness, love and compassion. Why? Because we realize that we are all one. If we love ourselves, then we must love everyone, because we are all one. We are all part of that Atma. We are all part of the supreme truth. Thus, we have to love everyone, serve everyone, love all, serve all, as what Swami has said. Then we will have the full realization that we are the truth, that we are God, that we are nirvana. The supreme example of metta or loving kindness is the avatar himself. Whenever there is a decline in morality, whenever there are problems causing suffering in the world, the avatar will come and help us, guide us out of this difficulty. This is the supreme metta or loving kindness. In the past, we have had avatars like Rama, Krishna, Buddha, and now we have Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, the avatar of the age. Om Sri Sai Ram.
Om Sai Ram. Respected elders, brothers, and sisters. First of all, I thank Bhagavan for giving me this golden opportunity to speak in this divine presence and allowing me to share what I have learned and experienced from Bhagavan for the last 22 years in my life. I still remember back on December 2009, after the Christmas speech, I promptly prayed to Bhagavan, Swami, I wonder if my experiences with you are also worth to be shared. And suddenly, during the dinner of the same day, you answered my prayer through my brother Dinesh. You offered me to share my experiences. This was a miracle. What a prompt divine reply to our prayer when our faith connects to God. Brothers and sisters, my spiritual life began with a disaster in 1988, which I then considered as a divine grace. My second son was all of a sudden diagnosed by his doctor with one of the most malignant blood cancers. He suffered for 23 months before he eventually passed away. Indeed, it was a miracle that I did not go crazy when my son passed away. When my son was still suffering from his illness, my greatest ever Buddhist monk by name of the late Asin Jinarakita advised me to see Bhagavan in Puttaparthi. His unwavering faith to Swami was amazing to me. At that time, my monkey mind kept disturbing me. This reverend old monk was respected like God in Indonesia. How could it be possible for him to unconditionally surrender to Swami? My logic tried to analyze and digest, and I came to a conclusion that Sai Baba must be greater than him. Since then, my faith in Bhagawan started to grow. As we all agree, faith is imperative to generate abundant energy that in turn help us transform ourselves. It is my strong belief that self-transformation is the very purpose of everyone's birth. To me, a life without self-transformation is a life wasted. Although my hope to have my son cured has failed, it was interesting that my faith in Swami has been growing tremendously, without any doubt. My life has been transforming to a better life in the spiritual sense. Yes, I know that Swami has been blessing me with wealth and fame, far beyond my wildest dream. Yet I have to admit that the greatest grace Bhagawan conferred on me and my beloved family is His strength and love that help us transform ourselves. Respected elders, brothers, and sisters, let me continue with the second milestone of my life with Bhagawan. 1 year after my son died, I moved from East Java to Jakarta. My new life in the broader sense began until another disaster threatened my life ahead. One day, when I accompanied my brothers to see his cardiologist in Singapore, all of a sudden, my brother's cardiologist identified that I suffer from an unknown disease called scleroderma, a deadly disease. I was shocked and powerless. I felt as if I was given a death sentence while my wife was pregnant of my youngest child. In fact, the unpleasant news came few weeks after my return from Puttaparthi in October in 1992. In November in 1993, I went back to Puttaparthi and was very lucky to have an interview with Swami for the first time. I still remember during the interview, Swami blessed me in the interview room by saying, "Happy, happy, happy." It is the highest grace of divine blessing we should expect, isn't it? How come all of a sudden I was declared to have such a deadly disease? Was I going to die soon? It couldn't be. Swami would surely save me this time. And He did, my brothers and sisters. He did. He did. Since then, I told my beloved family that my life does not only belong to them. My life is also for serving all mankind. That was why I accepted the chairmanship of Indonesian Budayana Council in 2003. However, I have to admit later that I am actually very fortunate to be the chairman of this Buddhist organization, because of which I then have to learn Buddhism, which the more I learn it, the more I love it, and help me transform myself. Respected elders, brothers, and sisters, the third milestone was when I decided to change my profession to become a businessman in 1994. It was also abundantly blessed by Bhagawan. Bhagawan used to come to me in dreams, especially when I was facing predicament business situation. He blessed and confirmed that the problem will be resolved and later guided me. Brothers and sisters, in this context, I have to admit that actually Bhagawan is the real inspirer in my business. Yes, brothers and sisters, our Bhagawan, Sri Satya Sai Baba, is the real motivator of our business group. And I am only his instrument. Brothers and sisters, with his blessing and guidance, our family business, which started from scratch, has been growing. Within 15 years, we were declared by the Euromonitor as the king of snack in Indonesia. Brothers and sisters, as good devotees, how should we repay to God to show our sense of gratitude to His abundant grace? To answer this question, I have firmly decided to transform our business group to the next level, being so-called a spiritual company. It is a situation where business and spirituality are well aligned. It is my strong belief that business and spirituality are not mutually exclusive. Therefore, I want to emphasize that spirituality is not only applicable in business, but it also has to be embedded in every company's strategy in order to sustain. Since then, I'm very firm with this belief and eventually devise a strategic plan to apply spirituality at work. As owner of Garuda Food, it is my last dream, as well as my late father's dream, to lay a solid foundation of a spiritual company before I retire. By becoming a spiritual company, we can partake more intensively in social transformation. For that, we have to assume our role as agent of social change through our organization as well as our individual employee. In that context, we encourage and nurture our people and leaders to be pious and competent in their daily work. Respected elders, brothers, and sisters, to end this speech, I want to conclude with the following statement. Greed is the root cause of human sufferings. Nevertheless, it does not mean that to be dynamic in business is wrong. Business, in a way, has to grow in order to sustain. However, we have to be always mindful that life is not all about striving for wealth accumulation. The very purpose of our life is for self-transformation and in turn to partake in social transformation through our daily activities. Therefore, according to Buddhism, to become rich is not a crime at all, provided that the three requirements of doing business are properly addressed. Firstly, the way how we earn our wealth. Secondly, the way how we spend it. And thirdly, our attitude toward it. This is what we call in Buddhism as the right livelihood, or sama ajiva in Sanskrit, being one of the 8 noble paths, the path that leads to nobility and sanctity of life. Bhagawan, once again, thank you so much for the priceless opportunity to share my experiences that probably inspire other people, especially businessmen in the world. At last, I want to say Happy Wesak Day to you all. Thank you. Om Sai Ram.
We now continue the program with a drama entitled Yashodhara. This play is a tribute offering from the devotees of Thailand. It is a brief glimpse into the life and sacrifice of Princess Yashodhara, the wife of Prince Siddhartha, who became Gautam Buddha.
Way back in the year 534 BCE, in Kapilvastu, at the foothills of the Himalayas, a battle was being fought in the middle of the night. This was not a war between two raving armies in a battlefield. It was a unique battle, which was raging inside a palace within the mind of an individual. It was between two personalities of a young prince. One personality was a householder, husband, father, and future ruler. And the second personality was of a detached, wandering monk. It was the most significant battle of the human race, because its outcome would decide whether human civilization would get the answers to the pain and worries of human suffering, sickness, old age, and death. It would unleash the revelations which, in the years to come, would transform the minds of millions around the globe towards the path of self-realization.
Siddharth, I must go. This is middle of the night. Yashodhara and Rahul are fast asleep. I can leave them now.
How can I leave my loving wife and innocent child, Siddharth? Rahul was just born yesterday. I can't even see his tender face. It is covered by Yashodhara's hand.
They are my weaknesses. If I don't leave them now, I will never be able to find reason for human suffering. I should not wait anymore. I must march towards my goal.
Siddharth, it will be cowardice to leave them without asking Yashodhara.
I have tried to explain the torment within my mind to my father. Did he understand? Why then should Yashodhara listen and let me go? She will have many reasons to stop me. Her tears will melt my heart and change my mind. I have a mission to achieve. This is the right opportunity to take my first step.
If I reason with her, certainly she will. She loves and understands me. Why will she stop me?
Attachment. Siddharth, not love. Like others, she is covered by the veil of Maya and attached to this life of suffering. But I am not. I have a deep yearning for the truth. I must lead mankind on right path for their sake and for the sake of humanity. I must leave.
If I leave them and go, will they ever live happily? Will they ever forgive me? Won't they have a miserable life? Moreover, my parents, my kingdom, and my subjects need me. I have my duty towards them. How can I ignore that?
If I stay with them, can I ensure that they will live happily forever? Can I protect them from suffering, disease, old age, and death?
Just till the morning, just let me stay till the morning. I desire to see my son for the last time in the brightness of the morning sun.
Into the sacrificial fire, many things are offered to get the desired blessings. In the same way, I will have to sacrifice all such desires in order to be blessed with the truth that I seek.
But